G'day and welcome back to Torment Thursday, where it's time to leap back into the Torment Tides of Numenera beta. Last time around we started exploring Sega's Cliffs, trying to identify what exactly I wanted to spend my time on doing and what I could find out. This was after previously being partially eaten after dying. It's a super great time for everyone around here, so let's go to the pub. That was the plan. We're going to go to the pub. So this is the psychic pub. And unlike last time, we are not actually psychic. We can't read people's minds. So I'm not sure that it will help us or not. But there is these people. Let's see what we can find. So Sir Arthur is still pretty cool to look around and see. Was there anything that we wanted to talk to here? We could try and do the mission that finished up the previous Let's Play, right? So she wants us to recruit people, which I don't really want to do. This was kind of interesting to read. Let's talk to Dama of the Bloom. Dama of the Bloom, the wispy moustache on this pudgy middle-aged man would be almost comical if it weren't for his deep, despairing eyes. They're the eyes of the man who's passed through gates of alien hells and returned. They're not necessarily whole. His fingers, tightly wrapped around some fine glassware, are strong and slim. A musician's fingers, or a strangler's. Before you open your mouth to speak, he says, "What is that place in your head?" "It's a labyrinth." "A labyrinth?" He raises an eyebrow and sits back in his seat. "That's a novel construction." He starts taking his items off on his fingers. "I've seen people construct psychic fortresses, cathedrals, graveyards, hellscapes, and vortices from which no life escapes. All dramatic places, all powerful and forbidding. But a labyrinth? Well, that's a whole different construction. That speaks to cunning and guile. Do you mind if I take a quick look? Seems like a strange thing to carry around and not know anything about." His voice is polished, clean, friendly, and intent. "Go ahead." "My thanks. It's not often the wisest choice to let strangers enter your mind. I'll not do you any harm, might even help." He smiles to take the sting out of his words. "Ready?" He breathes in and suddenly you feel your remote tucked inside a gigantic prism with eyes peering in at you from all around. You hold it in an enormous fist, your flimsy piece of glass held up to the light. Yet somehow it's not utterly terrifying. The words of Dama of the Bloom come to you as if from a distance. "A shared space, such depths, such twists. It builds itself around your experiences, around those who share it with you. Shared spaces are occasionally dangerous, so I sharpened a part of your mind." His voice draws closer and the pressure eases. "I didn't probe too deeply, but this would be an excellent battleground. If you lured a foe to you, you could trap it in your mind, you could destroy it. Oh, introductions, yes. Also, we just gained a piece of intellect pool, which still leaves us with 0. Because I think, technically speaking, our intellect pool was negative previously. He sets a glass down and shakes your hand. "I'm Dama of the Bloom." He pinches the bridge of his nose and his eyes tight shut, and you feel a gentle, powerful presence surround your consciousness. "I have a request for you. It might seem strange, but you have an interesting topography. Do you mind? You might be able to help us." The Fifth Eye is home to psychic veterans. We fought an incursion of nightmares, I suppose. Nightmares slithering into the city's shared dream space, eating minds and leaving husks behind. We called them adversaries. We burned them out and cauterized the wounds through which they infect our reality. But I can't shake the nagging feeling that one of them survived and waits the strikes. I trust my intuition, and it's telling me to ask you for your help. "Sure. What do I do?" "My thanks. I feel the adversary. I know it's here. I know it's close. It's watching us, but it's hiding its presence, and I fear it'll strike when our guard is down. It may well be in the Fifth Eye even now. Sadly, our Fifth Eye is blind." He jerks a thumb at the bartender. "It might be that our foe has blinded us, but might not have shielded itself from you. Look for it. Tell me if you find something unusual." "What can you tell me about the adversaries?" "Good question. Better if I show you." He closes his eyes, and you feel an instant nudge in your mind. Then your vision goes black, replaced with a nightmare. You see a void, oblivion, a place where black stars hang and shriek with formless rage. Violet lightning arcs through the sky, and you witness enormous masses of pustulant orbs raging against each other. Streams of consciousness rocket from them, and they scream of need, desire, hatred. Other emotions arise within these, wisps of mental energy that curl like steam. They brush your consciousness with a touch beslimed with the unknowable hungers of an alien mind. These luminous wisps quest through invisible cracks in dimensional walls. New worlds, unsuspecting minds, brilliant lights enfolded in the adversary's decaying orbits, imprisoned stars winking out forever. They came through the bloom, shining and tenebrous at the same time, he whispers. They offered games, riches, promises for the future. I felt their passage and was afraid. I hid my mind from their questing touch. I felt them reach for me and I cowered in my shell. Zayu lays a hand on Nama's shoulder. Those who didn't hide saw the lure, and they were drawn into that unwinnable mental game. Attracted by the light of the adversary's minds, they followed their own dreams into madness. Psychics and normal people alike. The ruins of the city's minds was... She shakes her head. You were wise enough to see beyond the lure and into the danger. You couldn't stand against them yourself, so you hid. We all did. Not all of them, Cerberus growls. Some stood. They played the game and got cracked like glow globes. I felt them die and their spirits sucked into the vortex of endless fear. You did the right thing, Dharma, and I've told you that before. Fine, fine, he replies, waving the words around. But you've seen what the adversaries are like now, inhuman with no negotiation. Maybe they're communicating with us and we don't understand them, but I tell you, if this is their hello, I don't want anything to do with them. So those of us who survived the initial incursion gathered here. We set aside our differences and fought back, but not without our own losses. Let's look at this. That's all for now. Yep, still... Oh no, 0 out of 1. So now we can actually get more adversaried. So let's have a look around. Here is O. Your eyes focus on this person. Whether male or female you cannot say, but it hums with a force that both attracts and repels you. You feel a sense of amusement as its regard settles with you. You speak with O. You have tasted the truth in the form of machine lubricant. You have contemplated the totality of human existence. Speak quickly and true. The world slows around you. Who are you? I am O. You might call me an ultra-terrestrial, though I am far more. I am beyond space, beyond time, above your comprehension. Your mind has chosen this form for me, and I'm content to exist in this structure. But know that I also exist outside of your subjective experience. Some might describe me as a superpositional extraction of fundamental universal laws made tangible. He gestures languidly, and you understand perfectly. I am a word made flesh, a letter, a concept, concept covered in false skin, infinitely valuable and essentially unknowable. What does it mean to be a word? I was, I am, will be. I have seen into the infinite past, into the illimitable future. When the cosmos erupted into a sea of light, I saw it. When the mechanism winds to a sad creaking end, I will weep. At the moment of the great wings of death enclose creation, I am the last vestige of dust, frozen, forever perfected. And what are you doing it? I'm here to see the final entry, attempted entry by the adversaries. I'm here to offer a vision to Leto. Said you'd come to offer a vision to Leto? She is prescient, the mother of empires. The adversary's presence has polluted her vision, and she is straight from the page. I mean to reunite her with the truth. I do not intervene, but this story was true, and so it is true. And so this is not an intervention. The vision will come to an end. Will come when you've left the city. Can you... Okay. Did you say this is the final attempt by the adversaries? I'm here to see the final attempt of entry of the adversaries. Yeah, okay, you said the same thing. Fine. Where did you come from? You would not understand. Let me show you. Its eyes widen and expanding to fill the room, your vision, your consciousness, and you tumble into a starry immensity. Swirls of nebulae twist and knot in the hearts of these Stellar clusters roar hungry vortices. You tumble helplessly into a myriad of them at once, torn apart and reformed in an instant. A being of pure light and will. You find yourself standing in the fifth eye again. Your nose is running and tears streak your cheeks. You wipe them away numbly. You realize your hand is streaked with blood. Permanently gain 1 intellect pool. Too much information, too much knowledge. Had I shown you more, the energies that bind you together would have failed. And farewell. A moment. None of here will know of our conversation. None will know its nature. None will see me. Nor will they recognize any sign of me. Even in this remarkable place they cannot know. But I give you a gift. Cast off and god and woman. For yours is the true story. It is welcomed into the world. It was born from desire, and it will end in... No, but I do not tell you. But no, I do not tell your fortune. Light envelops you, and when you open your eyes, O is gone. Continue, live, breathe. Okie dokie. Who do we want to chat to then? Isig. The most distinguishing feature of this tall, vaguely awkward man is the yellow shirt he wears. He seems desperate to fade back into the scenery. When he sees you notice him, he gives you a faint, uncomfortable grin. Who are you? Aaron, called Isig. I am not here. Can you tell me anything about yourself? No, this is like a dream to me. What about the people here? He shakes his head as if terrified to meet your gaze. Let's try again. Can you tell me about the people? Anything about the people here? What can you tell me about this place? Nothing. Okay. Farewell. Leto. Leto. That's Leto. These are not lining up correctly. That's weird. Though this woman's face is young, it has been beaten hard by the sun. She wears a tight-fitting skin suit under loose desert robes. Her eyes are a deep, unsettling black, with no whites to be seen. Occasional streaks of light race across them, flashing in the shadows of her hood like stars plummeting from the sky. I am Leto, she says. I saw your coming. Now you are here. Being named O is here to give you a vision. It says she'll be the mother of vampires. She stares at you, her mouth opening slightly, her eyes flicker across the bar, lining on no one in particular. I have not yet received the vision, and... A mother? Me? She shakes her head. I am barren. I will give no life. She pauses. Her hands are shaking. She whispers, I see only a stain when I look at myself. Nothing more. A miasma occludes the vision of myself. How did you know I was coming here? Skeins of lives weave together in a tapestry. Your thread glows. It emerges from the sky, and a great darkness follows in your wake. She waves her hand as if pushing through cobwebs. I have seen you. Where you go, that is beyond my powers. What can you tell me about the adversaries? She spits on the ground. I waste water speaking of them. I do not know what they are, but I know what they represent. They are the death of possibility, an existential threat to humanity. They sweep minds into themselves, consume individuality, and worship power. And they have learned to counter mine. I am helpless against them. What can you tell me about the people here? I know the stories of my comrades in arms, their past and future. I have a deep bond with Ziobi, a friendship with Derberos. My respect for Dama knows no bounds, and I have a fond recollection for Ferriox's ready wit. She shakes her head. I wish I could unravel the skein of perception and live in the present, as do so many others, but it is not to be, and so I scramble across the web of time and know the threads of my friends. What can you tell me about yourself? To the northeast, in the middle of the lost sea, there is a small town called Jaboa, dwarfed by the magnificence of the oasis of Mirajula. Jaboa is a small town dependent on the charity of its neighbour. She nods to the bartender, and he refills her drink, floating a bottle through the air without touching it. I was born in the slums. The Kibra, residents of the city, would sometimes tour our ghetto. One of them saw my eyes and declared me touched by their god Nikul. They taught me the deepest secrets of their church and showed me how to comprehend the tapestry in my mind. But one day I saw a light flare in Sega's cliffs. Though the city and mine suffer hostilities, I knew that I must brave those dangers, for I saw the darkening storm. She grips her sleeve. I see the futures. I will not be able to return home, but I arrived in time to aid Dama in his struggle against the adversaries. For a time I was able to read the strands to help our team prepare against the adversaries' attacks. They learned to cloak themselves against me, and all I could see of their intent was a generalized darkness. I am of little use against the adversaries now, but I remain to help against other foes. Can you tell me any stories about your friends? Of whom did you want to speak? Dama. He is the lodestone, the hourglass, the light that lifts and the rope that binds. His strength is our strength, and through him we become stronger. He is the caller, the bringer, the tactician, and the strategist. He brings us to this place, and in the future he is gone. She does not see you as she speaks. The unseen adversary claims him, unless... No, the probabilities are too low. She shakes her head, bringing herself to the present. Is he still here? She slashes a glance at Dama and breathes a sigh of relief. Let's just leave it there for the moment. Okay. So, as I recall, it was over here. It was like super close last time around. But I don't see it at all now. Let's go talk to the ghostly lady. Wonder if last time around it was because I was a nano? Or something hadn't been implemented yet? You draw closer, but the wispy form of the woman in the booth does not clarify. You can hardly discern the details of her ghostly face, and you hear a chorus of whispering female voices that swarm around her like chance moths. Let's look at her more closely. You peer more closely at her, and she takes no notice of you. Her features are those of a teenage woman leaving childhood behind. Listen to the whispers. They're on the very verge of comprehensibility, but they are brushing against your mind just below that of conscious thought. You have a sense of vague longing of lust that touches you and leaves you empty. Who are you? She's been ignoring you, but suddenly, without a transitional state, her face is suddenly and furiously focused on yours. Another flicker and her hands wrap around your throat. Ghost or not, her fingers are very real, and they're choking the life from you. Try to escape, and let's just guarantee it. Straight up, boom, done. You manage to wrest her fingers from your throat and you hurl her away. You come up in a crouch ready for another attack, but she's looking away as if nothing had happened. Let's try and draw her attention again. And again. The ghost strangulation. You pry her fingers off, blah blah blah. Leave. Done. Alright, let's talk to Feriok. The bartender is a tall, powerfully built man with a nut-brown skin and bushy beard. He radiates strength and confidence. He moves with speed when necessary and remains almost motionless the rest of the time. Like a predator waiting to leap. Yet even when he prepares a drink, he doesn't touch a thing. His brow furrows slightly, and the bottles and glasses lift by themselves. When he sees you, he smiles broadly. Welcome to the Fifth Eye, friend. I am Feriok. Dama said you're blind. What does that mean? He laughs. I used to be the spotter for this gang. Means I could sense the presence of the adversaries, build an attractive playground for them, and draw them after me. The last one I faced, though, his face falls, and he draws him to himself. It burned me out. It put out my eyes. It burned me out. It put out my... He's back to normal, smiling as if nothing ever happened. Can you tell me about this place? The Fifth Eye is a bar for psychics. At least it is now. Prior worlds, near as we could tell, it was an old pumping station. All these pipes lead to some reservoirs deep beneath the city, and they pump whatever's in the reservoirs up here. He laughs. Anyway, some damn fools started drinking of the pipes, and some other damn fools started too. Some died, some got drunk as hell. After a few whiles, vague enough for you, they got pretty good at figuring out which was safe and which weren't, and that's when they figured they'd start making money off the place. The reason why the psychics flood here is because the building dampens out the psychic noise of the city. He grins. The drinks help too. Variok means to say that he's only involved in the proper delivery of these drinks rather than their creation. Given his skills, this is only right and proper. Variok throws a hand across his forehead. I have been maligned by this desert-dwelling interloper. Okay, let's have a drink. Okay. You're in for a treat, friend. A real treat, assuming you call the possibility of a tostric reaction a treat, of course. He points at the various pipes on the walls. We'll positively identify some of these as safe. A smaller subset as inebriants or hallucinogens. We've got a few that are, well, chancy. As in, sometimes they kill people. Cost for a safe drink is 10. Experimental ones, those are 30. Let's talk about the chancy drinks. Let's go. We've got the strange black ichor, one of the two, thick enough that it's almost chewy. There's a pink sludge that's a known entheogen, but its strength varies and sometimes kills people. The one that smells like Eltaban food, we sometimes use that one to get rid of some grease stains. It's acidic and, well, maybe it's an acquired taste. Let's try the black ego. Variok shudders. I tasted this stuff once. I don't remember much about the time afterwards, but I was raving about holes in reality. Here's your drink. The strong glass bowl floats under a pipe. A spigot turns. Ooga oozes from it. You can smell it from here. The bowl floats back towards you, all without Variok touching it. Drink fast is my advice. He winks. You put word to the deed. The taste is not unpleasant, though the texture is horrifying. At midnight you think of soft flesh rotting under a jungle sun. Nothing happens. At least, not right away. You begin to, just as you begin to doubt the ichor's efficacy, you feel the earth shift slightly, the walls shiver and begin to shake, and the surfaces look as though they're slowly melting. Feel the weight of the ceiling and sky forcing you to the floor. Only with a great effort of will you remain standing. Rents begin to appear in the flat surface of the bar, and the walls. Scabrous tissue forms around their edges, and a deathly chorus pipes through in a register almost too high to hear. The world tilts on its axis. You stagger to the right, your vision blurs, and the invisible world swings into view, becoming more solid than the world you call home. That sounds like a fun experience. So one of the things I wanted to check is... I don't recall... Ah yes, that lets us see Malaise. And there we go. The small, unassuming man occupies the space quietly, his hands folded in front of him. He does not look at you, but you can feel his regard slip across you and dismiss you as you approach. His attention remains focused at the trio at the nearby table. Everything about him is nondescript, from his light brown skin to striped clothing. Something about him gives you pause, as though you are approaching the throbbing call of a fallen vessel. When at last he turns his attention on you, you feel his regard settle, like a soft blanket made of metal that's almost oppressive. Malaise, he says, that is who I am. His voice sounds distorted, strangely out of sync, as if he were calling to you from a distance. You can't read his thoughts any more than you can read the thoughts of the tables in the bar. I don't have the ability to read thoughts, I thought. Unless I've temporarily got that ability. Anyway, I think I may have a lead on the identity of the adversary. I'm grateful for your help, friend. Tell me your suspicions and I'll see if I can confirm or allay them for you. Do you see that man over there? Malaise is watching you. The blood drains from Dharma's face. What? Right there? I see nothing. I feel nothing. He grasps your mind with his, not gently, and he echoes in your skull. Anything there is hidden to me. Ziob, can you sense anything? Let me see. In the center of her forehead, her skin iris is open, and a third metallic eye protrudes from her. Glowing brightly, it extends from her head on a mechanical segment, emitting a series of rapid flashes that descend through the visible spectrum. At last, the eye retracts and her forehead closes. She swallows, and you can feel fear radiate from her. She's right. It's there on a low pulse, a wavelength far below human thought. Control as hard as Synthseal surrounds Dharma. The adversaries have never done this. I know they adapted, but by the Black Three, what has it learned? It has been watching us for how long? Zero, be ready. We can confront it together. Yes, yes we will. He swallows and whispers, we're not ready. We'll never be ready. He closes his eyes and when he opens again they glow. But we can die trying. Hold on, no one can move. I know it's easy to get over with and that you're terrified. Don't think that you can hide that, Ziobi, but it's not necessary. We're all frightened here. Feel. A wave of his fear crashes over you. Your body reacts instinctively, releasing adrenaline. Under the fear is a will of iron, an adamantine determination, and a calm acceptance of whatever comes. Alright, motivation talk. We can do this, but we need to work together. Remember our training and improvise as necessary. Now, let me prepare the killing floor. He closes his eyes and you can feel reality rippling around you. His strength is undeniable, his mastery certain. Ready in 3. As the world crumbles around you, a new vision takes its place. 2. You feel the push and pull of titanic minds struggling to establish the rules of this shared dream space. 1. Then you feel Dharma's control slip for just a moment, and the adversary gains the upper hand. Askist! Attack! Attack now! Let's loot a new area. Remember, last time round, this fight is what killed my game. It was just, I had to redo it a number of times, it crashed, it was buggy. I would assume that in the next build, it is less so. So it looks like they're going first, and they're going to run up and attack a bunch of us. I do have all 3 of my companions here. Well, not 3 of my companions, all 3 of my characters. So we'll see. Oof. Lito's in trouble. Wow, they just apparently got the drop on us. And they got T-posed, sure. That's an inconvenient thing to do. Recover? Nope. I hope they've got something. We're right at the end, so we get to just sit here and watch the computer fight itself. The addition of hit points actually does make it feel like a much tougher fight, I have to say. Okay, what can she do? She's got search, so she's got no abilities. She's got nothing. Nada, zilch, zippo. And she can punch for nothing. So what she's going to do is she's going to provide flanking. Alley gun. You're going to do 3 damage. I think it's better to just do this. Yep. Okay. Don't have anything that will let me get at certain things. Is there anything? Okay. I can definitely kill that. Five damage. None of them are on less than 5, so yeah, I think it's better to just kill this one. They get angry! Which is a Fettle. Which does what? I guess this also pulls from pillars for injuries. I wonder how quickly people are going to be taken out at this point. Oof. I think the key thing is knowing which one to attack. Is too strong. They left? They fled? Really? Both of them? That's not cool, man. Okay. Good. So, let's see. You, again, are just here mostly to provide flanking. Alright, Allegan. Biffum. Before. Or 3. Whatever. And I'll kill it. For 5. 5, I thought it said. What? Oh, okay. You will join me, willing or not, silent or screaming. Okay, that made that fight much simpler. Even if it did just drop back, okay. So I get the impression he's going to be harder to hit now. Okay. Yeah, -4 physical damage. You can just run over here and hide. Allegan, you can't use adaptation or your living tats, so you're just gonna have to do your best to hit him for 0 damage. Really, you literally can't do any damage. Counterattack or thick air snare or this thing to hide. Okay, that should help. But that gave me my last action, so everyone else hit him. Everybody else hit him. Sweet. Heals are nice. He gets up. Really should give other people ciphers. It used to be you could choose to boost things. Oh, well, whatever. You miss. You... I can't snare you again. %55% chance. Still do a little bit of damage. That's good. So I mean, we're whittling him down. They're doing more damage than I am, which is fine, that'll happen. Is there anything I can do? Can I get her inventory? Rin can skip her turn though. You... Let's just make sure that he's counting as flanked. Okay. There we go. 70% chance to do 1 measly damage. But yeah, like, he's done nothing for the past number of turns. Really. I think we got this. He is actually doing nothing. Okay, and he's dead. Your work was remarkable, friend. My thanks. The psychic battlefield fades and the real world asserts itself. You return to the 5th eye. Alrighty, that's the episode. Let's read through the conclusion and then we'll continue after this next time. Is it truly over? I almost can't believe it. He pauses and concentrates. No, the cloud is lifted. I can see. His eyes are bright. The city of Sega's cliffs, perhaps indeed the world, owes you a great debt. Pity you would ever be... Pity you won't ever be able to collect on it. It's enough that we know, my friend. Come now, doesn't the day seem brighter already? Well, no, haven't been outside. You know what I'd like? Another drink. All the celebration I need. Ziobi laughs, coming right up. Variok pours a round of tall dark drinks and they float smoothly through the air to you. She inclines her head gravely to you. You have our tremendous gratitude, friend. Indeed, I cannot stress enough the enormity of this. We will tell others of your deeds whether or not you want this. Cheers. And he tips his drink and the party begins. Okay, well, we got a quest done. It was the drink that did that. That's pretty cool. Yep, fifth eye. Nice. And we got 93 experience. We're like halfway through to the next advance. Why is Rin remarkably purple? Okay. Well, in any case, this is a mystery for another time. And I will see you on that other time. Until then, have a great day, and have a great week. Bye.